Good morning, Academy55 premium members and everybody else who's watching the recording. David Kahn here on Tuesday, 4th of March. It's now 5 to 8 in the morning. Looking at the EUR/USD on the 1 minute time frame, using the Academy55 indicators and strategy. So what can we see today? Well, I've already marked up the zones going to the 5 minute time frame. Put a kick in there, you can see the zones there. So put a yellow line there at the bottom of the zone and a yellow line there at the bottom top of the buy zone, so we can see the when we come down to the minute. So this is this we've got to wait for price to go beyond there for a deeper sell, which may or may not happen, because historically, very historic, well, this not very historic, the nearest history tells us that we are indeed climbing. But let's have a very, very quick look at the daily time frame. Take the indicators off just for a sec, because they're in the way. And we see all this imbalance on this daily candle, the previous daily candle, that needs to be filled at some stage. So indeed, have we reached the top, the pinnacle here, and then coming back down again? Let's have a look on the 4 hourly. On the 4 hourly, we can see where we're at. We got large imbalance down here, so I think that needs to be we need to do this. This is all daily, buying fair value gap settings. So quick look on the line chart. For our important areas, we have indeed, we've got a not horizontal ray, horizontal line. Right where we are now is indeed an important area. 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, kind of touches around there. So where we are and touch there. So where we are right now is indeed an important area. Let's drop down to the hourly. Here is an important area as well. And touch there, and just here is an important area. Horizontal line. Touch there, touch there, touch there. So that indeed is an important area as well. Coming down to the minute, put the candles back on. Now we've got all these areas here. Put our indicator back on. Right, we have indeed got a sell alert. So our anti-4 on. Make sure you've got your risk to reward in purple, your lot calc in purple, your all important 1%. Turn it over the lines. I want to keep a minimum of 2.2 pips away. So right, 22 there indicates 2.2 pips. Flip it, because we're possibly activating off this sell. We've seen a large amount of sideways movement, which is unfortunate because I like any trader would like to trade in a trending market, not a sideways movement. But at the same time, if we do take the trade, the sell trade, as long as we're above there, this purple line or round about there, we could be okay. Right, this is where I'll lock that in because that's where I want my stop loss. But I want more confirmation. The volume ribbon has just started to turn red. Parallel side is way above. Question: when do I get in? I'm going to get in now. I must know. Oh, why has it done that? Sorry, I made a mistake there. I opened two positions for some reason. But I'm 3.5 pips away in anticipation of that trend line turning red very, very soon. Well, I'm not concerned, but luckily, because the take profit is down now, that's obviously an important area because where it's been bouncing and breaking just underneath the purple line, I will be, if price gets down to this purple line, if it does, I will be putting my stop loss to my entry. It's all looking good for a sell at the minute, but I mean, these are difficult times. Price is moving sideways. I'm in recognition of that, but at the same time, I'm only risking 1%, which is no big deal. And trusting the fact that I get a 75% win rate by price going into the sell zone. But it looks like I don't know what's good. This is too volatile, really. It's showing volatility. We may be okay, but do we have a 1% loss? So be it. Bear in mind, it's only 3 minutes past 8 this morning. We had some red flag news on the Spanish which is a small cog in the euro, so I didn't expect it to move that much. Indeed, it hasn't really, but so look on the 5 minute time frame. Big indecision on this candle. Imbalance. Thing is, there's not really any imbalances below, but we're high above the purple line, so we've got a buy bias going on. But do they intend to come down and get back into these areas here? I obviously really hope so. Now the trend line's turned red back here because it was at 3 o'clock anyway, so I anticipated that move. And the take profit is still in the field of play. So I'm hoping price is going to come down to meet these areas once again, and if it does, obviously we've got our 2%. Just have to wait and see. I think it's prudent that I draw it up on the that's kind of where we're at. As you can see, we've got a support and resistance line that is bouncing up and down on here. I'm hoping price is going to go and come and meet the purple line. Let's have a look on the 5-minute time frame. It's a lot easier on trading view than it is MT4. See that imbalance candle there had been filled by that. And that all those imbalances have been filled by that big spike down there. Look, so that's all been filled. So from a balance point of view, we are in balance. So there's no but we got imbalance up here, which is a bit of a worry. But when are they going to sort out that imbalance? Right now, by the look of it, which is only a 1% loss, so it's no big deal. And trading in this sideways movement is a risky old business. Oh my goodness, there we go. That was quite a big volatility spike there. So that shows really that this time, it really is EUR/USD is picked for its lack of volatility, lack of that happening. But the fact that it is happening means that as of now, trading is a bit more difficult, i.e. through that 1% loss. So we won't dwell on that. It's a 1% loss, no big deal. We've that's unfortunate. I was hoping price would come down to meet these, at least the purple line, revisit this area down here, but it wasn't to be. So we was within the 30% where we didn't make the cut, but that's a 1% loss. No problem at all. We've seen the volatility. These spikes here, they're we had a go. I had a go. Down here at 5 o'clock, there was a big spike there. That's, well, I say big, it's 70, 11-pip move within 5 minutes, mitigating that imbalance. So maybe the intention is to go higher, albeit in a crab-like way, because all this sideways movement, but we're going up and up and up all the time. And this is just a volatility spike, which EUR/USD is not renowned for. That's why we trade the EUR/USD, but not today. So not at the moment, anyway. We're all getting excited. So, what makes us think we can come along and calm that lot down? Nothing really. Price will do what it's going to do. So let's go and I don't intend to place any more trades because we're coming on to the sell zone anyway. Again. Unfortunate. We had a go. Only cost me 1%. So let's just have a little bit of a more of a think of what we think the EUR USD is going to do. So let's go back on the 4-hourly. Got a big chunk of imbalance down here that needs to be filled. Got no imbalance up here. Are we going to get to these highs here? Maybe. Let's go down to the hourly. See, we've got all these imbalance down here that I still think price is going to come down to mitigate that. But when they're going to do that, maybe it might even go to New York Open for that to happen. And I've just seen, right there, look, we got this. This was Friday night. This was Sunday morning. Market close, market open. There's a gap there. They filled it up to there, but we still got that significant area there that needs to be filled, just like an imbalance. Well, we got imbalance on that candle anyway. So, but I mean, I didn't mark it up because there's no point because we got imbalance here anyway. But that needs to be filled at some stage. So there are gaps in the market that need to be filled. What the thing is timing though, when's that going to happen? It needs to be done. But in reality, they can wait days, weeks, sometimes even months to do that, just like imbalances here, really. But they need to be seen as points of reversal, which need to be respected. Go down to the minute. Well, as you can see, more sideways movement. Wasn't a trending thing at all. Actually came down here. I thought, oh, well, we could be coming down to these levels down again, but no, we haven't come down to those levels again. Price is doing what it wants to do, and cost us 1% to find that out, but that's okay. And now we've seen the volatility in the EUR USD by these big, well, from these are a lot bigger than we're used to seeing on the EUR USD. So we realize that this is a volatile time for the EUR USD. And with the sideways movement, it's crazy to try and think you can quell that by placing another trade just because you want, just because you need to trade. Doesn't matter. That price doesn't care about that. So quell those emotions that you need to trade. Put the indicators back on. So just purely for the volatility of it, I'm shying away from it because of the volatility. Thing is, it might calm down at any time, but we haven't got no proof of that. Look at these spikes. You know, look, spike there, it took us out. Spike down there. It's too volatile for us to play. We need to see it more we need to see a calmer, less volatility in between on the minute candle at least. So in the meantime, play you this a minute.
Hi, this is Steve with a very short video to show you where to get the training for the indicators and tools we use inside Academy 55. So once you're logged into the members area, you'll see in the premium dashboard this section that's entitled Start Learning. And if you click here, that'll take you through to the learning library. Now, we'll say at this point, we highly recommend you watch each of these videos 2 or 3 times to get a full understanding of how everything works. Here you'll find tutorials on using the MT4 Trade Assistant and how to use the MT4 platform with the Trade Assistant. This is the longest video you'll find inside the platform. It's around 30 minutes long, well worth your time. Watch the video once, then maybe write a few questions down that you might have for yourself and watch the video for a second time, and things will really start to make sense. By the time you watch it 3 times, you'll fully understand how everything works. So that's the longest video. It's about 30 minutes long, well worth your time. And then you can jump into individual trainings here for how to remove indicators. These videos are just a couple of minutes long. How to move MetaTrader around like you can in TradingView, Trading Assistant controls, how to do back testing in TradingView, how to draw vertical lines to mark out your hour, and so much more. And by the time you watch this video or see this video, there might be other trainings in this section. But everything here is well worth your time, and you find that, as I said a moment ago, from the main dashboard in the Start Learning section. Now, one more thing just to mention here. If you're looking for anything in particular, if you come down to the support name of FAQs, click on Get Support, and in this area you'll find a detailed FAQ section, and you can come through here. For example, if you're looking for an answer to a question about MetaTrader, have a look through these, and once you click through you'll find direct links to videos that give you answers to most of the questions that we get asked on a regular basis.
Thanks for that. Can you see that? You're muted. I don't know how that happened. I didn't mute myself. I don't. Oh dear, right. I'm very sorry. Do apologize. What we did was, I'll just quickly recap what we did. We went back to the 5-minute time frame. And I will go back in time again to 6 o'clock, because a lot of people ask what happens in the evening, 6 o'clock till 8 o'clock in the evening, which is sometimes a good time to trade the US 100. So indeed, let's just do that quickly one more time. Sorry about the mute. I don't know what happened there. But so let's see if indeed the candles go down. And as you can see, the candle on the 5-minute did go back, go through the buy zone. So we were looking for the next buy, essentially. So I'll put it on the 1 minute. And this is my workings out here. So indeed we are waiting for the next buy. Deeper sell taking place. And we do indeed get a buy alert there. And that's where the stop loss is. 2,000 units, which is equivalent to 2 pips. So we would have got in there. But as I was talking to myself, apparently, just there, unfortunately, it came and just took us out before indeed carrying on and doing the 2%. So unfortunately, that one was a bit of a loser because of that small spike there, and commission would have taken you out. So that's rather unfortunate. But so that was yesterday evening. That was on the US 100. Let's do a similar sort of thing. But with the EUR USD, as we look at what's happened now, indeed that buy did work, obviously, but it was just too risky for me to even contemplate because we had that area there. We know we were in the sell zone. So unfortunately, price does indeed do what it wants to do. It's got the green light to weaken the dollar. That's why the euro is getting stronger. And now we are trending upwards. Let's have a look. We haven't got no zones. There's no sell zones at all. So look at that. So I'll take that away now. Remove that sell zone so as not to confuse. Let's sorry, we're still on at the moment on the hourly now. We'll be coming up to these areas here. These are important areas. This is where price stalled and went back down again. And it did it twice already. Will it do it a third time? Put it on the line chart. There's them two lines there. Look, so we'll put them in. So price indeed could be heading up there for a third time. Go on the 4 hourly. Wow, way back last Monday. All right, then put it on the daily. Price indeed could be getting up to these areas here on the daily time frame, regaining strength as the euro weakens. Sorry, as the dollar weakens. It's reacting. I think it's reacting after the Trump tariffs it's imposed on Mexico and Canada has weakened the dollar because of that. And the euro is responding to the weak dollar. So we could see the euro indeed climbing. But I'm sure I'm doing all this because basically we haven't got any way to trade because we've got no zones. Indeed, like I said before, between 8 and 9, or 7 and 9, should I say, sorry, on a lot of the days there is a trend going. That's why I took that trade there, because I thought the trend was to come back down again, but it went the other way. It's cost me 1%. Like I said, no big deal. I'll get that back again later on today if I do go back trading. But we have no zones up here to tell us, give us any instruction, no confirmations. We know we was in a sell zone territory when we swept past there, so that's all we've got to go on really. But we have to wait till price comes down to these areas down here. And with the volatility I've been seeing, anyway, so yeah, all these imbalances have been caused now, and they are indeed, are they indeed going down to mitigate these imbalances before carrying on back up again to equalize the market as they go? Maybe. But so while all that's going on, what I wanted to do was we back tested the EUR USD, the US 100 at 6 o'clock in the evening last night. Let's just do the same the for the EUR USD. So we get the time machine again, and we go 6 o'clock, which is there. So the scenario for a lot of people is they've just come home from work. And now we see we're into the buy zone. 89 to see that for me there, 88. That's a 10 pip zone there. It's not really I don't know. Let's just see what happens anyway. We're in the buy zone. So let's see if we get a buy. What that's doing there. Right, so we're in the buy zone. So we're looking for the next buy. So indeed, let's play this out and see what happens. Right, so let's long position tool on. Want to be a minimum of 2.2 pips away, which is there. And my stop loss will be there. So I'm not even in the trade yet because the buy was there before that spike there. Then it came back down again. So your 2 to 1 would be up to there. So I wouldn't be in the trade yet because the buy alert came on all that nonsense there. So that would be too much. So let's see what happens. Right. Yeah, I would have been in the trade there. And unfortunately, yep. And again, we would have been taken out for a small 1% loss. So, but that's a Monday. Don't like trading Mondays. And now, as you can see, all this, whoa, look at that. That's just surely is news. Look at that. Look at that manipulate. No, that's can't be news because that's 1848 in the evening. There's no news. Usually have news on the hour, but that is a wow. 85 to that's an 18 pip move. Or more than that. 20 pip move. That's a 20 pip move within 2 minutes. Wow, that's some manipulation going on there. And with all the sideways movement we're seeing here, that'll be the end of your evening on the EUR USD as far as I'm concerned. Because of all that, that's ridiculous. And it's a Monday, and it's a Monday as well. Yeah, so anyway, sorry about that. No, I'm not sorry about that. That's how we back test and have a look. So coming back to today's, well, I suppose what we could do is go back and have a look at yesterday afternoon, about 3 o'clock-ish. I think we'll do that. This is a bit of training. So change that to 15. On the EUR USD, let's see what's going on. Take the indicators off for a minute so as not to confuse too much. And put the time machine back on at 3 o'clock and see what's around. Right, we've been in a sell zone. Sell zone there at 2:45. So we know to put the look for sells. So let's put the indicators back on. Go down to the 1 minute time frame. And indeed, we're waiting for a sell. So we put the short position tool on. Like I say, a minimum of 2.2 pips away. Make this a bit bigger, I think. 2.2, there we go. And that's where we want to get into the trade. That would have been way too quick, I suggest. So get in there. You could have got in there. Let's put it 3 pips just to be say we were a bit tardy. So that brings your 2 to 1 down to there. So that's the scenario. Mind you, we're waiting for the trend line to go red. Oh my, well, yeah, right. 3 o'clock. We obviously had news. Yeah. Let's go and see. We can see that news because that was yeah, that was. So you wouldn't be sorry. Yeah, this is the thing when you're backtesting, you don't know when there's red flag news. So in hindsight, let's go and see if they do previous days. I don't know whether they do on. They don't. Let's see if they. Hang on, I'm just looking on another monitor. Right, there we go. I've got Forex Factory for news on Monday the 3rd, and indeed at 3 o'clock our time, there was red flag news. So we always pays to look for the news. When you're backtesting like that, you don't really appreciate that because we're backtesting to see how it goes. But obviously, that was the effect of the news. Look, from 74 pips all the way up to 93. That's like nearly a 20 pip move within 1 minute. You know, and that would have well, it may have actually if we'd have got in there, we might have made our 2%. But I sorry, that's not a trade because I wouldn't be training that. I wouldn't advise anybody to do to trade that anyway, knowing that news is going to happen at 3 o'clock. Red flag news. That's why we all stay away from red flag news. And there is a really good example of that. So let's go and have a look at the US 100 at the same time. I'll go on there. Look on there. And we want to go on the 5 minute. Take the indicator off. Make the screen a lot bigger so we can all see what's going on. And we want to go to, no, that's 3 o'clock in the morning, isn't it? Sorry. I'll get the calendar. Monday the 3rd, go at 3 o'clock, 1500 hours for us here in the UK. And indeed, this is where we are. Get the time machine. Three o'clock. Oh, sorry, I've already got it. So this is we're in the buy zone. We got in the buy zone at what time is that? No, sorry, 5 to 3. We're in the buy zone, as you can see. I'll get rid of that line in a minute. That was from me yesterday. Oh, it looks like, yeah, I did this trade yesterday. That's right. So we were in the buy zone. Go down to the 1 minute. So we're looking for the next buy. Put the indicators back on. And now we are at, well, this is 3 o'clock. we're looking for the next buy because we've been into the buy zone. So we'll play it on. Still got a deeper sell taking place. Right, we got a buy alert there. And because we got the buy alert there, we couldn't get in till there. Stop loss goes down there. Ah, right. Well, we went all the way up to nearly, we would have nearly got in there with the 2%, but unfortunately, ultimately it came down and yeah. So if you had the experience protecting your equity, seeing all that, hopefully if you was in this trade, you would have put your stop loss to your entry and protected for a risk-free. But if not, there's another 1%. Just only, well, that's very unfortunate. But there we go. This is the way it goes. Because you couldn't get in till the alert came up, so stop loss would be there. So you couldn't get into there until then. Keeping and that was a 4,200 units, which is good at 4.2 pips. It would have done the 2,000 units that I like to do. Obviously, we would have got a 2%, but you can't get in there because you wouldn't have had the alert. It's very unfortunate, but it's the way it goes. So come off that. Let's go and of course that was all being on a Monday. I'm with Bob Geldof on that. I don't like Mondays. So this is where we're at the moment, and indeed, price has now gone on that other support and resistance line that we drew. Is it going to break down and cover a deeper, meaningful sell to pull out all these imbalances? I suggest it could very well do. So, with that in mind, we put the short tool on, minimum of 2.2 pips away, which is there. It'll probably be more than that. But this is where we've got to wait for price to get down to these levels here in anticipation of the green wave, which is a big wave. So still got buying volume. So we're going to have to wait a while. Hang on, 2% is there at the minute. Hang on. There we go. But by doing that, we can see lots of imbalance down here now. Does price want to go and equalize that before carrying on, maybe carrying on back up? Or have they got bigger fish to fry down here? Let's look on the 5 minute. Yeah, we've got imbalances down here, look, that need to be sorted out. We swept past the sell zone. So indeed things are shaping up more in our favor for perhaps a bit of a sell. If indeed one presents itself. So price has to come down all the way down to here before we can act. Let's see, because we're into another hour now, I'm going to have a quick look at the my FX book to see if we got any red flag news. Tuesday the 4th of March. Well, we got Greek news that they're one of the poorer countries in Europe, and Italy aren't too bad. So there might be a little bit of movement there, but the previous and the consensus is still the same. So from that information alone, you'd think there isn't going to be much going on. So when 9 o'clock hits, I don't think it's going to affect that too much at all. And that's the scenario for the sell. They could be hanging around for 9 o'clock, the news, before they make a move. Well, in our case, hopefully downward for a sell. Hope you're not all too busy, dizzy about me changing the US 100 and the backtesting just now. I'm trying to keep it as explain myself as best I can. Hope you're understanding this. So that's the scenario for the next field of play. But in reality, they might indeed break this line and go even higher. In which case, let's just have a quick look. We could be getting up to these levels up here. I'm on the daily time frame now, so we could be seeing price wanting to maybe go up to that's the next big area to look at here. So if they do break this, they could indeed be heading up to there with the euro. I'll stay on till 9 o'clock just in case we do have a significant pullback down. Because we did sweep past the sell zone. And just double checking there is no other zones other than the buy zone. We haven't got no sell zones here. There are no sell orders to go and get. So that in itself is a bit of a sign that we might continue on up. But at the same time, if they do continue up too far, they'll want to equalize, find balance in a bit of a sell on these candles here. And our trade is in the way of that, so that's good. But it's getting to 2 minutes to 9 now. Indeed, price is leveling off. Maybe just being cautious and waiting for that Greek and Italian news to filter through. And although we got a red volume ribbon, see the trend line? The trend line is pointing to like 1 o'clock, if you imagine a clock face. So we want to see it at least 3 o'clock in anticipation of a turning red. I'm going to turn the chat on very, very quickly because I've only got another couple of minutes. So what I'd like to ask is, do you think you got something out of watching this today? If you've got any questions, feel free to put them in chat right now because I've already got another 2 or 3 minutes left and I'll try and answer them for you. Well, I will answer them for you. I'll try. Oh, that's nice, Anna. Thanks, David. All great learning. Yeah, these are for educational purposes only. Thank you, Raj. Too kind. See, there's always something. There's always every day's a learning day. There's always something to pick up on what's going on. Right, with that being said, guys, it's 9 o'clock now, and I think when you start the Zoom and mark the lines up and fair value gap, can you? And you stopped. I think when you start the Zoom and mark the lines up and fair value gaps, can you do it a bit slower? Well, yes, depending on whether we're about to take a trade or not. I suppose that's the thing, isn't it? Oh, I don't want to miss out a trade. Ah, fair enough. Well then, Raj, you know what you got to do in the future then. Just keep practicing that and, and look for those lines, keep looking for those points and the fair value gaps and mark them up. And the more you do it, the quicker it's going to be. Right, let's have a look at this. Because there might be a There we go. I'm 2.2 pips floating. Right, I'm going to stay on a little bit longer, see if this progresses into indeed a sell alert. But the trend line, yeah, we've got all this imbalance down here, which is good. Adrian says, I've been out of the loop for a couple of months. It's great to see you are consistent. Looking forward to restarting. Well done, Adrian. Yeah, that's the thing. Consistency. Right, guys. This may or may not happen. And I'm past 3 minutes past 9 here in the UK. You can draw it up for yourself with TradingView. Take a screenshot of that if you want to. This may or may not happen. This sell here. But I'm waiting for it just in case. Euro's near a 3-month high. There we are. Good news for the euro. And that's partly down, well, partly or maybe all down to the fact that Trump put them tariffs on the Mexicans and the Canadians. And the dollar didn't like it, so the dollar got a lot weaker. Right. So with that being said, guys, tomorrow I'm on at 9:30 because we got red flag news between 8 and 9. Too much going on, really. So I've never done a 9:30 in the morning. So let's see how that goes tomorrow. So with that being said, guys, thanks very much for being here. Good morning, Academy 55. David Khan here on Tuesday, the 4th of March. Well, this is my second trade of the day. And as you can see, a nice sell has taken. I've got to have a little bit more of a stop loss, 5.1 pips. But everything's looking okay. Trend line's red, volume ribbon's red, wave is red, parabolas are above price. So let's see how this one pans out. And there you go. Took a little bit longer than I hoped for, but like I say, I put the kettle on, walk away from the screen. Whatever happens, happens. And as you can see, we got our 2%. So thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.